Hey Austin. Hello everyone just joining. How are you? Let me know if you can hear me okay. I got me a new microphone. I'm going to wait for some people to jump in, but this is about a missing girl of 2 years. Harmony Montgomery from New Hampshire. This is, to me, insane that it took 2 years. Missing girl of 2 years. Harmony Montgomery from New Hampshire. This is, to me, insane that it took 2 years. Missing girl of 2 years. Harmony Montgomery from New Hampshire. This is, to me, insane that it took 2 years. Missing girl of 2 years. All right, everybody, I'm ready to go. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. If not, just, well, I guess you wouldn't hear me and you wouldn't know what to do. Just let me know if you hear me. I am pretty flabbergasted about this new case with missing now 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery. I couldn't believe it when I saw it, and I can't believe that this is the norm now. Now we have to wait 2 years before a child is missing. But I wanted to kind of go through what we know so far, what I've seen on Facebook, what I've seen on TikTok already from the mother. Because I think that with these kind of cases, you want to get as much information as possible so that people don't later go, that's not true, that isn't the facts. Well, this video is going to keep the most relevant information and the earliest information on record. I only think that that's fair. So has anyone heard of this case so far? Does anyone know anything about Harmony Montgomery missing? If not, let me know in the chat and we can kind of run through what's going on. Hey Heather, glad you're here. Thank you so much. I'm repping my Golden Girls Stay Golden sweater because of Betty White's passing. It's only fair to represent, right? So I think, obviously a lot of creators are concerned that they're getting blasted for, covering these new missing child cases or missing person cases. And I completely understand that concern, right? Because they have been exploited. They have been used for monetary gain on their channel for content. And it's awful. I just want y'all to know that I am not one of those creators. I do not monetize my channel. And even if I did, it wouldn't be about the missing children. It would be about other videos. So I just want you to know that. I am trying to work with Project Cold Case. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of that. Let me pull it up for you. They are an organization that works with the families of missing, not missing, cold cases, and they work with the families to try to get these things either moved forward so that they can find whoever, hurt or murdered their family members. And oops, let me go back. So anyway, they are based out of Jacksonville, Florida, I believe. And if I ever were to be monetized, I would donate probably 90 to 95% to them, at least for as long as they need to. Because I think that cold cases also need to be looked at, not just missing persons. So I contacted the creator of Project Cold Case, and if I ever were to be monetized, again, it would go to either Project Cold Case or another organization that works on missing children, missing persons, or cold cases, because that's important. Okay, so let's get into it. Should probably go to Facebook and pull up the news conference. Excuse the typing. So she is now a 7-year-old missing child from New Hampshire, and no one has seen her since October of 2019, and the last official sighting of her was from law enforcement who came to the residence at that time, October of 2019. And law enforcement didn't say exactly what the call was for, but they just know that they saw her at that time, and then that's it. So we're going to find out exactly, kind of go through social media, go through the conference to see what they say, go through the mother's TikTok account, what people have found on social media about her and the father. Nerdy Addict, if anybody goes on Twitter, follow Nerdy Addict. Nerdy Addict has always been very good and thorough about the information that he gets from all of the cases that he or she has covered. And I really, really appreciate and respect Nerdy Addict and give him big shout out and kudos. All right. I'm trying to find there it is. All right.
Captain Sean Layton. Captain Layton is the commander of the investigative division here at the
Pause
Manchester
this.
Police Department.
Someone tell me if they just heard the volume on this video. Let me know. I gotta drink my Red Bull today. I am exhausted. Okay, great. So this is Chief of Police Allen, I think it's Allen Aldridge. He'll probably say his name here shortly, but he is going to give some details about the information about how we got to this point, when they last saw her, and all of that good stuff. So let's get started.
And he is leading all investigative matters for the police department. All right, I want to begin by thanking all of you for coming today. Your continued interest in locating 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery is appreciated and is essential to this investigation. As you know, more than 2 years has passed since Harmony was last seen. That puts us at a disadvantage, and the public's help is greatly needed. That being said, we are announcing today the creation of a dedicated tip line for this case. As you can see in the boards in front of me, That number is 603-203-6060. I say again, 603-203-6060. That phone number will be manned by one of our juvenile detectives 24/7. Tips can come in by phone or by text, either one. This will not be an extension that sends callers immediately to a voicemail. This will be monitored by a detective at all times so we can gather tips and act on them immediately. In addition to that phone number I just mentioned, the Manchester Crime Line is offering $2,500 reward, the most allowed through that organization for tips that lead to Harmony being found. Normally, Crime Line rewards are for information regarding crimes. I'd like to emphasize that the Crime Line has made an exception and has generously made that exception for this missing child case. Additionally, local businessmen Dick Anignos and Arthur Sullivan have also offered $10,000 for tips that lead to Harmony being found. I want to personally thank.
Wow, a $10,000 reward just right off the bat, because I think that they know that this is a very severe issue for the police department to just find out 2 years later that she has not been seen by family members. I do know and have seen, as I'm researching, just to give you a little bit of information, the mother claims that she wrote a letter to the mayor because nothing was being done. Now, I don't believe Chief of Police said anything during the conference, but I do know that the mother said that she wrote a letter to the mayor, and that's when things started rolling. So let's continue.
Thank the Crime Line, Mr. Anignos and Mr. Sullivan for their generous actions on behalf of finding Harmony. I cannot emphasize enough how important any and all tips are. Even if you believe you saw this little girl a year ago or 2 years ago, please call in. Knowing where she was can help us narrow down where she is now. The Manchester Police Department is working with DCYF as well as the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in every effort to locate Harmony. That tip line again is 603-203-6060. And again, it can receive phone calls and text messages. Please share this information and utilize it. I'm appealing to everyone. Help us find this little girl. Someone knows something.
Did you see how upset he was? I mean, obviously, we all are, right? But I think that he feels a little dread on this one because, let's face it, YouTube is, or social media in general is a dog-eat-dog world. And I'm pretty sure all law enforcement all over the United States knows how severe it can get. And so this is going to be huge. And that's why I want to get this information captured and on record so that no one can misconstrue it later down the road, as we see in the Summer Wells case.
Do what is right and call in. I cannot emphasize that enough. Somebody out there knows something. It's time for people to do the right thing. I cannot say it enough. I cannot emphasize it enough. Someone needs to call in, do the right thing, and provide us information on where Harmony may be. Again, that number is 603-203-6060. Help us find Harmony.
We see the number. I mean,
at this time, I'll open up to questions.
Not trying to be
please
rude,
understand, I will not be discussing details of the investigation. But before I do that, I want to publicly thank Captain Sean Layton and his detectives that have been working around the clock, nonstop, on this investigation, and they will continue to do so until we bring this to the resolution that we all want, and that is locating Harmony. All right. Let me finish, please. Okay. So with that, I'll take a question. Yeah, we were at that address, and that was.
Let me know if y'all can hear the questions. I can barely hear them in my headset. So if you didn't hear that, I'll reiterate. And there is a little bit of a lag, I think 10 seconds. Okay, sorry about that. So let's go back a little bit.
So with that, I'll take a question.
Can we talk a little bit about the search that took place over the weekend? So, from what I researched, and we can do this over again. There was a search at the residence that they last saw Harmony. The father and Harmony do not live there as of right now. Another woman just recently moved in, and she said that they didn't seem to find anything. There was dogs that came in and searched the property. There was a little divot in the corner of the residence, but they don't think that they saw anything. Obviously, if they're doing a conference today, they didn't find anything. So she had just moved in. So obviously they have moved. The neighbor, and I don't know what his name is, but the neighbor states that the father would never do anything to harm her. He was a recovering addict. He was doing so well. So for now, it's kind of a whodunit. Like, where is she? Everyone's a good person. And then on Facebook, just like the Summer Wells case, you see, well, she's not, he's not, abuse, blah, blah, blah. And we'll get into that in a minute. But they did do a search over the weekend, and I don't think he says anything. So let's keep going.
Yeah, we were at that address, and that was in connection with Harmony's case. Okay. What's important to note that the current homeowner, and I want to emphasize this, the current homeowner at that address has no involvement in this case, other than to say that homeowner is being extremely cooperative, and I ask that you respect her privacy and anybody's privacy that lives in that residence. Okay, they again, they are not involved in this investigation, other than the fact that they are cooperating and assisting us where they can. And I'll emphasize again, I understand that this case has generated a lot of interest, okay, and people in our community are generally concerned about this child's well-being, as are we, as are the police department and the community as a whole. But we ask people, don't play detective, okay? Don't play police officer. That is our job. That's the men and women's job that work on.
Wow. I think that was a direct hit to the social media community, don't you think?
Under Captain Layton, people going on social media and circulating their opinions or their theories do nothing for this investigation, and are no good and are no helpful in trying to locate Harmony. I ask that you leave that work to where it belongs, and it belongs to the Manchester Police Department.
No Dog the Bounty Hunter, no Bullhorn Betty.
I'm not going to comment on who we've individually spoken to, other than tell you that we have
2 years
spoken with many family members of Harmony, and we will continue to do so as part of the investigation.
Wouldn't it be obvious that the parents would be in charge of the 7-year-old daughter and know where she is?
It seems like a reasonable conclusion to draw, Steve. That was part of the investigation.
Sorry, hold on a second. Would it be reasonable to ask that the parents or one of the parents know where the 7-year-old daughter is? Okay.
It seems like a reasonable conclusion to draw, Steve.
Hi, Lady R. How are you?
I'll reemphasize that we continue to communicate and speak with many family members, and I'll take you back to the fact that we're 2 years behind the power curve. All right, in where Harmony should have been, all right, and who she should have been with, she's not with them. And that's why we're doing this, okay? And that's why I'll continue to hone in and emphasize, say something, people, all right? The people out in the community, I don't care who you're affiliated with or who you associate with or what good you think you may be doing by not saying anything. It's time to be an adult, and it's time to remember that we're talking about a 7-year-old girl, And if that was your child, my child, their child, they would want somebody to do the right thing. So quite frankly, enough is enough. This is a 7-year-old girl. Let's find her.
Wow, he is really worked up. And I mean, again, we should all be worked up about a missing girl who was last seen by law enforcement on October of 2019. Are you kidding? And I think that he's trying to make it very clear that he's not putting up with the bullshit. Don't come at me with all these theories. Don't come at me with all these tips that you don't have, that you really don't know for sure is solid. And I appreciate that because, you know, Tennessee, they just let it go to hell in a handbasket. So,
All right? Let's come together as a community and do the right thing. That's all I'm asking. And I don't think I'm asking a lot. If people think that I am,
Mar, that's a
then
good question. We'll get into that about if
I'll
they
leave it
knew
at
or
that.
not.
In regards to the house on the west side,
Yeah.
is that where she was last seen or anything? Or have there been any prior calls in regards to anything involving a child there at that home? Or?
That address on the west side.
Shannon,
you're referring to,
good point.
Yes, at one point, Harmony was seen at that address, and that's why we had some interest in it yesterday. And if we need to continue to have interest in that address, we will.
Have there been any prior calls in terms of any abuse of a child at that home?
I'm not going to get into the details of the calls for service that took place at that residence because I do not want to impede any part of the investigation.
Okay, let's think about that. They do not want to say, and they can totally say if they really want to. They don't want to say what the service call was at that residence because it could impede the investigation. Now, I don't know if they mean that it could cause speculation and it can instigate going after that parent or whatever happened. But that's clue number one. Clue number one is there was something that may have happened there that wasn't necessarily the greatest thing. But we could only speculate that.
My guess is you understand that.
Thank you, Chief.
Yep.
Chief, where was she supposed to be over the last couple of years? In New Hampshire, Massachusetts, with father, with the mom?
Again, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not getting into specifics of where she should have been or who she should have been with, other than to tell you that
Please like and
where she should
subscribe,
have been and
guys.
who
Thank
she
you so
should
much.
have been with. She's not with those people, and she's not at that location.
Chief Archer's coming in, and if so, how many and how far away?
I just checked with one of Captain Lane's detectives before I came down. We're right around about 24, 25 calls that have come in. And Captain Layton's detectives simultaneously to conducting many other investigative matters. They're also diving into those tips as they come in, screening them out, determining the validity, and prioritizing those tips as they come in.
Surprised at all at that number? I think it would. There's a lot of attention on this case right now. It seems like a low number to me, maybe. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's a little low, but I think a lot of it has to do is we're
Sorry, I could barely
us,
hear that
you,
question.
community, the public, we're 2 years behind, right? And that's why if we have to stand up here every day, and that's why I need your help and your peers in the room to get this picture out as far a net as we can cast, and let's see where it brings us.
Is there anything more you can say about the Massachusetts connection? Or?
I'm not going to comment on that at this time. No.
They said, is there anything regarding the Massachusetts connection? What Massachusetts connection? Sorry, I gotta find. I don't understand that context. So let's see. Maybe there's something going on. Police search Guilford Street property in connection to missing girl, updated an hour ago. There it is. There it is. Okay, so that Montgomery, Harmony, her connection to this would be, let's see, outside of 77 Guilford Street in Manchester. So that's interesting. Sorry, I'm just trying to read. Okay. So last week she was enrolled in Massachusetts in 2019. Aldenberg said last week Harmony was last enrolled in school in Massachusetts in 2019 when she was 5 years old. So was she ever unenrolled? Did she go to another school? But they're not getting into that. The home was sold in May 2020, according to city assessor records. So I'm guessing that this is the house. Kind of a small house. So I'm going to do my little investigation here real quick. And see. And I will not put the name of the current owner or whatever out. That's not right. I think my little boy is about to come home from daycare, so if you hear a bunch of noise, sorry about that. So I'm looking up this address on a background check. It's Hingham, Massachusetts. So she was living in Hingham, Massachusetts. So I'm guessing because New Hampshire's involved, was she born there? Why would New Hampshire take over this? Right? I'm not sure. Hold on just a second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. I just found the guy's name, the father's name. I knew it was Brian, but now I know his last name, but I won't put it out there.
Practice safe and healthy.
Let me see.
He's a boy. He's going to be reckless on the third.
Wow, he's kind of an older man,
But
unless I'm getting the wrong guy. Is he 66?
some of the stuff
That doesn't sound right. Lady R, do you know? That sounds a little... That's old. That makes me think that maybe it's his father that popped up. But anyway, so now we know that that they did that search here. Good to know. It was cordoned with tarps and police tape. Drone footage on Twitter showed a tent set up in the backyard. Twitter. Good old Twitter. Twitter always has everything. Hi, Crime Stories Obsessed. How are you? Everyone say hi to Emma. And thank you for being here. So,
Make sure you always say please and thank you. Okay?
I guess we could do Harmony Montgomery drone. Maybe there's something that pops up. Of course not.
Here. You want a paper towel? You want a paper towel?
Nothing. Nothing, nothing.
Use this for your hands.
Oh, we've already got 1 minute. 1 minute ago, something popped up. Isn't that crazy? How fast information is. It always blows my mind. Children's Services say blaming them for Harmony Montgomery disappearance is no use. Well, I mean, I think that they operate a lot differently up in this, New England, because they don't play. I mean, they just go straight to Final Jeopardy. They're like, no, don't even think about blaming us like you did with the Summer Wells case. So, fair enough. I want to see that drone footage just to have it,
Well, that too, yeah. Well, they don't sit on the hands very well.
Hide sensitive content. Nope. Yep, I don't think I see anything. Again, if you are Twitter users, please go follow Nerdy Addict. Yeah, I know, like, go do your job. Don't be mad at people that you work for. People forget that law enforcement and child protective services and all of those organizations and sectors of the government work for you. You pay the taxes so that they can help you. Sometimes they get on their high horse and they just go and, be ugly and, don't give us any information, which I understand sometimes you can't. But don't get upset with people who are just wanting to know the bare minimum. If there is a predator out there, we want to know if you have any leads to at least know if there are or not. Like, you know what I mean? They work for us. They forget that sometimes. So we're probably not going to see any drone footage there. I'm not going to be able to find any. Ooh, hold on. What's this?
Again.
Oh, me of little faith. Okay.
Currently for bring you guys some more detail on the
Oh, I could have
scene,
just gone to Nerdy's. Duh.
and is showing us that they are searching right now currently for Harmony Montgomery. And so this is a picture that he put up on Twitter. This is of the backyard at the residence.
That's a pretty big backyard.
And then a quick video. He says, officers continue moving items from the backyard to their police truck. More officers have arrived. This is Harmony Montgomery. This is in Manchester. You see the Manchester
Thank you,
Police
Sleuth
Department
Mom. I
truck
hope you
there.
don't mind me using your video. Fair use.
It's unclear if they're finding anything or what's going on, but they are there searching. Looks like they're just cleaning off a tarp in that picture.
You clean off your stuff
I'm gonna
at
show you
a
guys
possible
this.
crime
This is them
scene?
searching this area. So it's comforting
And
to
I
know
really
that
mean
they are
possible,
searching
but
for her.
that's weird.
I'm praying that they did not find anything back there. I am hoping that she is still with us and still alive somewhere to see that is in. Led to her being put to both children being then put into foster care. Harmony was
Oh yeah, and we'll get into that. There's so much to this case already. It's just mind blowing.
I know that nothing's a guarantee, but based on your comments about, begging people to come forward and so forth, and no matter what the conditions,
I heard nothing. I don't know what the question is.
police believe that she is alive.
Until somebody shows me something that she's not, we are in a mode, and I emphasized this morning. The two gentlemen behind me can testify to that. All right, I'm in rescue mode right now. All right, this is not a recovery. This is not a. This is we are. All efforts are focused on that Harmony is alive, and we are going to do everything we can to find her in that condition. Until somebody shows me something
Where's
that
Dad?
points that she's not, then
Where is Dad?
that may change my attitude or my perception on this. But for now, we have to operate under the assumption that she is alive and well somewhere, and somebody knows something. So again, to those out there listening to me or are tired of hearing my voice about this, too bad. Time to do the right thing and call in and start giving some legitimate information on where Harmony may be. Go ahead.
All right, Lady R, I gave you a wrench, so you might have to help me with the little bitty information that I missed, okay?
Yep.
That, or is that last seen by a family member? And have there been, since that time, been any indication that she has been seen somewhere else, but actually not seen?
That October,
You know what I mean?
yeah, I do. That October 2019 timeframe is when Harmony was last seen in the city of Manchester. All right, and that was by a combination of the Manchester Police Department.
Well, I mean, I was going to say that was the last time Manchester saw the little girl. Have you gotten all the footage? Have you gotten CCTV footage, ring footage? Like, isn't a little early to say that?
And some other entities as well. All right, so that's that October 2009 timeframe when she was last seen in the city of Manchester.
So it's possible that in that time since,
Yeah, this is strange. 2
Anything's
years.
possible
That's a
right now.
strange.
Yep.
It's way too
Yeah,
long.
we're working with them. They're assisting us with kind of the historical, if you will, on Harmony, and trying to they're actively involved with us in trying to locate her as well.
Both in Mass and New Hampshire.
Yes. Yes.
See, these pictures are from 2 years ago. This is when she was 5.
Are these ones those are the most recent ones we got, correct? Yeah, those are the most recent ones we got from family.
Wow. Wow.
We're talking 2 years, so it shouldn't be a drastic difference. I think the key thing to hone in on is the glasses. All right, and by all indications are that she does Harmony does have an issue with her eyes. So,
I think it said she was
that's why
blind
we
in her
wanna
right
put the
eye.
ones up with the glasses on.
So the reward is 10,000 total?
12,500 between Crime Line and Dick Anagnost and Arthur Sullivan. Dick and Arthur are both business owners here in the city of Manchester, and I spoke with them today, and they didn't even hesitate to do what they can do.
Sure thing, Caitlin.
That's accurate.
Are you able,
I want as many people to know about this as possible.
which exact family members have been spoken to?
No, not prepared to do that. Without doing so would compromise the investigation. I'm not going to even go near that.
has there been any explanation as to why the child wasn't reported missing?
Why wasn't the
Trying to
child
bottom up. And like I said on Friday,
not reported
when the
missing?
Manchester Police
And
Department
he's
became
saying-
aware of this last week,
He's trying to figure that out, but I think they might know.
and you were here and you heard what he said, right? We can't investigate something if we're not aware of it. And when we became aware of it, Captain Layton's people immediately got working on it and got moving, and they haven't stopped since.
Apologies, who brought it to your awareness?
DCYF.
DCYF.
That's correct. Yep.
Chief, if you said that the parents, you don't know if the parents know where she's been, and you think that she's alive, where would she be right now?
That's what we're trying to find out, Steve. That's why I'm here.
Yes,
All right,
let
that's
it
part of
be.
the
It is very
investigation. That's why
strange.
his detectives are working around the clock, going in many different directions and many different angles,
He seems so
trying to
nervous.
find
I mean,
exactly where she
I would
is.
be too, but
And we
more
can't
so than
stop until
normal.
we find her alive. That's what I want. I'm sure that's what all of you want, right? And they're on it. All right, I have full faith in Captain Layton. This isn't his first investigation, unfortunately. All right, he knows what he's doing. His men and women know what they're doing, and I have all the faith,
The tip from last,
and I that they are going to do everything power to locate her.
when you just said DCYF brought it to your attention,
Hmm?
the tip from last week, the initial,
It wasn't a tip. It was brought to our attention by them.
So basically, DCS,
Exactly.
Department of Child Protective Services, told them
I'm
to
not
check
gonna
into this.
comment on that.
can you say what the nature of their call to you was? What did they say? Like,
Those type of calls are common here. Okay, we work with DCYF every day, on many matters related children throughout the city. So for them to contact us in the manner in which they did is not abnormal. Those calls are received. Those notifications are made to us. Captain Layton's people review every single one of them. They screen them. They
Lady, that's
determine
crazy. We'll get
needs
into
to
that.
be prioritized, what needs to be looked at immediately, what can be followed up on the following day, or what further conversations have to take place with DCYF. This one, they prioritize as number one, and that's why we are where we are today.
The 2-year time frame is so troubling. I mean, if DCYF, if she was in the system and they're the ones who brought the information to MPD, how does 2 years go by before that agency flags it to law enforcement?
Sure, it's a question I've asked.
Oh,
Right,
so he asked that too. Oh, you heard that.
Hopefully,
He's asking, why did DCYS or DCFS take 2 years to contact him about this? And he goes, that's a question I'd like to ask too. Really? Well, that's very telling. So when we heard that that article about Don't Come At Me, Children's Services say blaming them for Harmony Montgomery disappearance is of no use. Launch request for information. That's really telling. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, I'm just a little taken back by that. That a child protective services organization or whatever, they just come out of the gate saying, don't look at us. Don't look at us, don't blame us. Although our entire job is to protect children. That's what we do. Don't blame us because she was missing for 2 years and we're just getting this to you. Excuse me. This is what I have a huge problem with, especially in Texas where I'm from. What are we doing? And why are we allowing these sectors of government fail our children? It is completely obvious that that's what they're doing. And now they have the gumption to say, don't blame me, don't look at me. We're just the messengers. Yeah, but not 2 years too late. Hell, I can maybe understand 6 months. A lot goes on. Not 2 years.
at some point along this, I get an answer to. But like I said last week, I'm not going to, that's part of the investigation and getting an answer to that. But how we deal with that, I want to focus on locating her now and dedicating all of our efforts to that. And if there was some flaw in the system, I'm not saying there was, but if there was, where was it and how's it going to be addressed? Because that is a very fair question in my opinion, that hopefully we can get an answer to.
At least he said that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, sweet baby.
It's a 7-year-old girl. That
And he knows what he's about
he's got
to
kids.
get
I mean,
into.
You have children, all right? Many people in this room have children. Somewhere out there, this little girl is, in need of help. And that's our job, right? And I need your help on helping us to find her safe. So the next time, you know, we meet, maybe I meet with some good news. All right, but he's got a room full of detectives upstairs. You know, 30 to 35 detectives up there that are running on nothing right now, but they'll continue to run on nothing because they know what's at stake. And that's the brutal reality of this job. So I'll leave it at that.
I wonder if he knows something to be so upset. These two gentlemen behind him are very, very guarded, looking down, very upset. I wonder, and this is speculation, and don't go running off and telling everyone, EVP said that they know something. They probably do, but that's not fact. That's speculation. It looks to me that this is the face of anger and grief and a little bit of turmoil. Something's up. In my opinion, allegedly.
As you know, Jeff, we get a lot of critical incidents here in the city, and I think that puts us at I know that puts us at an advantage when it comes to investigative experience and utilizing resources and how to allocate people appropriately. This is not their first go around on a major case investigation. You know, does it take on a different tone? Does it take on a different vibe when it's a 7-year-old girl? Yeah, it does, and that's the reality of it. And that's not lost on Captain Layton's men and women by any stretch.
I'm going to take off my webcam because I have family coming in and out.
Again, it's a good question. It's a fair one, Scott, but I would be out of bounds if I commented on that right now. All right. I don't think I don't know, right? But if you're sitting at home and you're watching this and you're listening, right? I'm sounding like a broken record, but I don't care. Like, people know something, right? Like most
Yep.
crimes that happen anywhere, people know something, all right? So say it, say something, all right? Call the number we've offered, all right, that we've set up. This dedicated, this is people need to do the right thing. I'll be frank with you, all right? All right. Putting things on social media. I'm not a big fan of social media. I'll be
There we
frank
go.
with you.
There's
Right.
the social media slap.
I think it has its purpose, but in terms of conducting police investigations on social media, it's not the purpose, right? But again, I'm not going to comment on who's cooperating or who we've spoken to, other than say that many people, to include family members, are being spoken to, which is part of any investigation.
One of those family members is Uncle Kevin, I believe. And we'll get to that. Nerdy Addict did a interview with Uncle Kevin. And I'm going to look and see if he posted it. I do know that either Sleuth Mom or someone else posted that, but I don't want to take away from, her channel, so I'm going to try to find it myself. Let's see.
The year is 2022, everyone. We're all still with.
Sorry, I was trying to find it. I'm not a huge Twitter person. But, okay, let's just go through Nerdy Addict's Twitter. Thank you, Nerdy Addict. Credit to you. An hour ago, Nerdy says residents complained. Family reached out, even requested wellness check for Harmony and father. Foster parents reached out with concerns. Now, the foster parents are of Harmony's half-brothers, I believe. Maybe. I'm not really 100% sure on that, but I know that it's at least her brothers, and they reached out. It says police did nothing. Here we go. Here's the shade throwing. Don't tell the public what to speculate. Do your job when the public isn't looking. Try that. Ooh, Nerdy Addict threw some shade. Wow. So he wasn't really too happy when Police Chief Allen Aldenberg dissed us social media people. All right, so here's the police also dug up a corner of the yard. There was a little dip, but person didn't believe anything was found. So here's that information that I said earlier. Residents said that they had complained about living conditions at the home that was searched to city officials, only to be told that nothing could be done. Wow. So he was just giving a play-by-play of what happened. The police dog went through the home. It didn't find anything. Wow. So here is a little tweet that he... I don't know who Kat is, but it says, I'm struggling with her. I have to remember that it was because of her letter that this all became public. What does that mean? Okay, here's the original. The biological mother of Harmony Montgomery on Meta. She allegedly is getting a polygraph and submitting DNA today. While her social media posts seem passionate for answers related to Harmony, it raises questions on how this unfolded. Harmony hasn't been seen since October 2019. So I'm guessing Jamie and Jared are family members that are, I don't know. I'm calling on all my guardian angels to surround, oh, they must have been passed. Surrounding my baby and keep her safe and bring her home to me. Her brothers, I'm begging you all, wrap your wings around her and bring her home safe. So here is her mom. Oh, and I guess her name's out there. I guess it's Crystal. I thought it was Kayla. So I've heard so many damn stories about who she is. I have no idea. Let's see what people have to say on the comments. The mother is also bashing people trying to get Harmony exposure on social media. Certainly interesting approach when you're looking for answers. Why isn't her Facebook full of public pleas for help over the last 2 years if she wasn't concerned about Harmony? That is a great question, right? Why isn't it just blasted everywhere? Hey, Candace, why aren't you doing the same? Why did you delete that picture on June 15th of your boys and Summer's arm? Like, there's just... It's already becoming a shit show, guys. The only pics that they can see until New Year's Eve over her and another child. None of Harmony. This case is tearing me up. So there are Facebook groups that are already starting to form opinions about the mom and the dad. Now, I joined one. And I don't believe that I'm allowed to show the, details of the Facebook posts. But what I do know is that it's very secular. You have one Facebook group that is so pro-mom, and I believe she's even in that group. And then you have another one that knows the dad, and they're rooting for the dad. So it's become very, he said, she said, this is what he did, this is what she did. And it's already starting to be just insane. Lady R said she raided mom's page already. She was mean as F. I bet. I've seen her. You might be in the same one as me. So anyway, these people are just really going through the details of why didn't they do this? Why didn't he do that? And y'all can research that for yourself, because I'm sure you will. But it's all really speculation. So here's another little picture. Danielle Marshall says, where are your other two kids? How are they? How are you? Where are you these days? Girl, message me if you want to know. I don't blast my business all over Facebook anymore, hence why I haven't had one in over a year. Okay. So, okay. That's interesting, isn't it? She doesn't seem very concerned. Girl, this isn't a joke. It's not a joke. Here's her Instagram. I'll follow her. I don't care. Uh-oh. She's a Virgo, y'all. Uh-oh. #1 serial killers, by the way, are Virgos. Not that she's one. I'm just saying. It's a fun fact. Alright, so she posted a day ago. If anyone has seen my beautiful daughter Harmony, please inbox me. Check your basement. That is so wrong. Love you, babe. Keep your chin up. I'm guessing that's her boo. Tattoo Joe Dirte. That's funny. Oh. Ooh, doggy. He is in it to win it. Alright, alright. Cool, cool. Well, he had the gumption to comment. May I ask why Harmony has only been reported missing? Only recently been reported missing? He says, reports was sent to DCF by family members through the years. The past few years in DCYF didn't do their diligence, it's due diligence, to make sure this girl was safe and sound. Even though direct family member, aunts, etc., all reporters, Adam, yet DCYF didn't do anything except visit the home, which wasn't even any, I'm sorry, y'all, wasn't even in any condition to house a family. Makes me sick how the system don't do their job, or it's kind of out of high school trying to make a buck. See ya. We are looking into legal consultation to go after them and believe we have enough firepower. So already these people want to go after DCYF. Now remember, Joe Dirte, Tattoo Joe Dirte, they said not to come after them. Remember? They said it. Where is it? Don't come after DCYF. Anyway, so you can't do that. There it is. Don't blame us. We're just children's services. Sorry, I had to mute. Okay, so this is what I found the other day. Or excuse me, a few hours ago, not the other day. She says, I appreciate it if my family would have my back and put this irrelevant loser-ass bully in his place. My daughter is missing, and this is what people are focusing on. Throwing my past on Front Street and trying to make it look like I don't care. I will say this for the last time. New Hampshire DCYF failed my daughter. Myself and her family have filed dozens of reports of abuse and neglect, and nothing was done until I called police and wrote a letter to the New Hampshire mayor. This is all I want to say until I'm allowed to say more, because I will not hinder my daughter's investigation. Wow. So she's claiming that she's the one that wrote that letter to the mayor. Tamara says, is there a point where DCS and law enforcement no longer check back with each other on cases? I can guarantee you that's the case. I know for a fact in Texas, I've either known someone or have heard on the news that that was the case. So why aren't we all on the same page here? Interesting. So there's a lot of people that are saying, they flip-flop back and forth. I think she told her to you lose custody for no reason. That doesn't mean we allow members to harass the victim's family, da-da-da-da-da. So I'm guessing that she's in this Facebook post. So I want to know what Brandon Drake said. I'll try to read it as best as I can. Yeah, I just can't read that unless I do this. Okay. There we go. Whoa. Apparently on Facebook too. It's changed a little. Okay. Yeah, I can't read that. And it won't let. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. Brandon Drake says, is Crystal a loose cannon like you? Anyhow, I am being helpful to make sure people are educated about who Crystal really is, as she obviously doesn't want people to know who she is. Nothing I do is likely to help in Harmony's situation, but going forward, I live by the idea that it takes for evil to prevail is for good men to do nothing. What does that mean? That means that awareness needs to happen to bring attention to the fact that she has another child. I believe hopefully someone will actually get involved and protect on social media. Would allow for repeated attempts to check on their own child's well-being to go unresolved without taking matters into their own hands. Road trip or reaching out to Facebook for help and location. She's done neither. So I guess they were going back and forth with this other creator or Facebook person. Wow. The drama has already begun. Do you see where we are now? Like, this is the norm. This is the norm for any missing child, for everyone to just go straight to cutthroating and blaming. And I do believe that, yes, law enforcement needs to be involved. 100%, that's their job, to, in a sense of controlling the social media craziness. However, if you didn't do your job in the first place, then that's why we're here. And you need to be scrutinized, and we need to hold you accountable, because again, like I say, law enforcement works for who? The taxpayer that employs them. Child Protective Services work for who? the people that pay their salaries to protect our children. And they're not doing their job. It's that simple. But there needs to be a balance, yes, of social media trying to, for instance, go to Tennessee and try to monopolize on the money that a missing child named Summer Wells is creating for criminals. That's just me. So I want to play a little TikTok video that she posted 23 hours ago about Harmony. So let's watch that.
Pink, so soft and warm. You've had me wrapped around your finger since the day you were born. You beautiful baby from the outside in. Chase your dreams, but always know the road that'll lead you home again. Go on, take on this old world, but to me, you know you'll always be my little girl. When you were in trouble, that crooked little smile milled my heart of stone.
She really was adorable.
Soft and warm.
She is adorable. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I believe Chrissy is in Florida. Lady R might know more than that, but I do believe she was. She even has DCYF failed my daughter hashtag in this. What is it about 5-year-olds going missing?
Some individuals, as well as the Division of Children, Youth, and Family.
Let's kind of go over this. That was 12/27/2021. Does she know how proud I am she was created? This was on 12/26. Uh-oh. Damn those vapes. What is going on? So she's recovering. Okay.
I am mother, I am tired, I am grateful that they're mine. I'm forgiving, I am loving, I am learning all the time. I am powerful, I'm protected.
I'm guessing this is her little one.
Everything they need, I will teach them, I will love them. Oh, this life.
Remember what you said to me.
Even though I'm old enough.
Baby, been acting so.
No, I don't think you understand.
Okay, so you guys get it. She's definitely living her life. even though that she has, another baby boy, if you were really concerned, if you were really, really, really concerned, you would have gone to social media a long time ago. But maybe it's because of her past. That's why she didn't. You know what I mean? Maybe she just wanted to go on her radar for 2 years. We don't know the details, though. We don't know what she can't do. Maybe she can't reach out. I mean, maybe there's provisions against her reaching out directly to the daughter. We don't know anything. But it is suspect. You know what I mean? Like that. Why would you wait this long? But now that it's forced you to go into social media, well, is that why you're now coming out? Right? I mean, I know you're a busy mom. I get it. Well, this was 6/27/2021. Now, hold on a second. Mommy loves you, baby girl. I'll never stop looking for you. 6/27/2021. Chrissy says she's not quite missing. Her father has her and hasn't let me see her or talk to her in 2 years. For no reason, just to hurt me. She's Mensch in New Hampshire somewhere. I need to find her. Okay, so she did at least say something on TikTok in June, right? This is odd to me. So you're telling me that just out of spite you couldn't see your daughter? Not because there was something going on elsewhere? I don't believe it. There's something going on. Right? That's just me. Something's going on. So, anywho, this uncle named Kevin came out and talked to Nerdy Addict. And his TikTok says, I am Harmony Uncle. I'll shed light on whatever I can for her. So, I'm not really sure what they said. I can't. Lady R, do you know, have you found Nerdy's interview with the uncle? Because I haven't been able to find it. I think Sleuth Mom did. Maybe it's on her YouTube channel. Oh wow, new tip that seems credible has been provided to San Antonio PD as related to Lena Kill. Wow. Wow. I will have to look that up. Oh, Michael Vaughn's billboards are up as of today. See, Nerdy Addict is right on our level when it comes to cases, and he's the best. Go follow Nerdy Addict on Twitter. Okay, so I'm going to read this one. 1 minute ago, gosh, he's good. Saw them every morning. Not once did I see that child, which infuriates me because they bring the other two kids. They were always in a rush, but just wanted to point out I went to the clinic 7 years, saw them every AM at 5:30. Never once did they have that kid. What does that mean, Nerdy? What does that mean? Am I missing something? Huh. Maybe that's something that someone said? Can I like make it to where I guess I could do latest on Nerdy. That would make sense. If anyone has seen my daughter, Harmony, please reach out to me or call directly to the police. Who is this feeling baby? Oh, it just sounded that. Okay. I'm not really savvy again on Twitter, so be patient with me. But I don't know how to filter stuff. Oh, I'm not even looking at Nerdy Attic stuff anymore, am I? I don't think she had any parental rights, and if that's true, she had no legal obligation to keep track of her or report anything. Wow. Hey, you remember Dirty Joe Dirte? He's back. Shit you hide from your mama. Wow, huh? Wow. Oh, God, this is already becoming such a mess. Guys. That's sad. Told your boyfriend about this account. So cool to see this trying to look sexy. I reply with me. You don't tell me this. Why? Oh no, he's a winner. Wow. I just don't know. There's so many people already fighting. So now Twitter has monopolized on this case. That's great. Oy. Maybe I can search and then I'll have to wrap this up because it's almost dinner time. But all I see is the same thing happening again with Harmony Montgomery's case. And it's very sad. True Crime Shannon says there has to be more to Mom's story and Dad's that we are hearing this at this point. I think, this whole time I had it right here. Sleuth Mom, thank you. Sorry, but I need this information to get my point across.
So a lot of the information I'm going to be bringing
Credit
you
to Sleuth Mom.
Actually came from Nerdy Addict's Twitter page. Nerdy interviewed Adam's uncle Kevin, as well as little brother's adoptive fathers and Oakley Carlson's foster mom last night on his Twitter space. If you haven't yet followed Nerdy Addict, I recommend doing so. He is boots on the ground in this case. He lives nearby and will be able to bring us a lot of up-to-date information. So I'm going to bring you some of the direct quotes summarized from Adam's Uncle Kevin's interview. The things that I found to be important over that 2-hour period that the recording was taking place. So this is a direct quote again, and it says, so with Adam had 5 years sober, and I just want the truth out there. I just know when Adam was sober, he jumped through hoops to get Harmony as a family.
Wow, so that's pretty telling. So Uncle Kevin has his back. However often, you know, if it was an hour or a week at the office or quite some time, and showed up to court every single time. And I went there with him one of the last times before we got her, and that they kind of prolonged, I guess, the case again for another 30 days. And he got frustrated, and every time they did that multiple times. So that means that they have been battling this thing out. So it is totally possible. It's totally possible that maybe they're in hiding. Maybe there's something that DCFS and him are working on, or something happened. Who knows? Maybe he failed a drug test. We don't know nothing.
We were proud of him. We were. He jumped through hoops as a recovering addict getting out of jail. It's not easy. He did everything they asked. He went down, I don't know, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever they would allow, and sometimes he missed. So just life problems. But he for a long while went and visited Harmony. However often, you know, if it was an hour a week at the office, for quite some time, he showed up to court every single time. And I went there with him one of the last times before we got her. And they kind of prolonged it again for another 30 days. And he got frustrated every Harmony would have with Harmony. Fight Adam. I mean, argue, and broke into like arguments and scream and yell at Adam because of the way she felt he was being.
I'm gonna speak instead of Sleuth Mom, so I'm not pegged as stealing or copyright infringement. But it says, Uncle Kevin continued, and he stuck with it. So we were proud and dumb. Yeah, then that's how I would fight for my son if something ever happened. But as long as I stay sober, that won't so. That's what it was like then. Immediately within the first date, 30 days of Harmony being in my mother's house, my mother would fight Adam. I mean, argue and broke into like arguments and scream and yell at Adam because of the way she felt he was being too aggressive, turn her around the corner too long and all that. Oh, well, that's awful. Thank you, lady. I will check my emails. Oh, well, that's great.
Too aggressive. Turn her around in the fourth from place. So he thought, and the sentence.
Okay, so all right, not in the beginning. So when I addressed how I went to Florida for 3 weeks with my son in camp, so like a month before I went to Florida, I seen an old addict behavior, and wasn't 100% sure, never seen it in the house. Just seeing him 2 to 3 in the morning out says you might have been peddling a little weed, and I didn't see that with my own eyes. Then I went to Florida. There was no communication. I had bad feelings when I got back the same day. When I walked in the door and I seen Harmony with the black eye. Oh, that's awful. Oh no, that my sheets were burnt. My sheets were burnt and I had smoke in my house, but I didn't, not out for quite some time. And never in that house. And because I was sober then. And yeah, like I said, burnt spoons, burnt sheets. And somebody was staying in my room, and one of the times, I know, when I came up there one time, because I left the following morning when I got there back from Florida, I left the following morning because I woke up, come to screaming match with Adams, and don't ever do that again. So what, just leave her in the house by herself? Yes, that's what I got until now. We got shut off. We were shut off that once I called DSS and the police. We were shut off. We were shut off through like social media, phone calls. And if we did find that account that was active, we were pretty much always immediately blocked. So there's been minimal communication. Wow. That's awful. So basically they're saying that there were drugs in the house. She had a black eye because there was drugs use. uncontrollable tempers. Social media and phone calls were limited. I mean, that's a red flag. And obviously, she was the last, person to be seen with her dad by law enforcement. So, that's not good. That's not good. Thank you, Web Sleuth Mom, for that information. You know what, guys? I just want everyone to be careful when people go over this case, because it is a Summerwells 2.0 of whodunit, what happened, speculation. You have the mother going out on social media now and blasting off against these other people who are either retaliating or asking her questions. So I'm going to end with this. Please be careful what you say, who you hear it from. And if someone, let's just say, reaches out to the mom or dad, be very careful what you believe. Because what I'm noticing is that there is a narrative behind the scenes, a script being played out to anyone that's being interviewed. There's like it's like wag the dog, right? So be very careful where you get your information from, who you watch, look at their past. And we'll do some more of these little in-depth, social media research, because this is where you get the actual truth before things go away, right? And then you get a PR for your missing daughter. Or you get a bunch of buffoons and felons and drug addicts to go and help other criminals with their missing daughter. So let's not go there. Let's do this right. I might not hoot and holler and be the most fun person, or I might not have the best, equipment or whatever, but that doesn't mean that going to toxic creators is the way to go when you can just get the facts. And I'm one of those. And this is coming from a medium here. Self-proclaimed, this is just me. But be careful. Be careful where you get your information. Verify it. And don't pick sides just because it's fun. These are missing children. This is not a game. It is not a game. If your child went missing, you would be devastated to see some of the things happening like this. All right. Oh, Lady R did send me something, so I don't want to ignore that. There is an arrest record that she sent because she's a sweetheart and did her research better than I did. Lady R, when are you going to get your channel set up, girl? His name is Adam. So I've heard Brian, Adam. I've heard so many things. Oh my God. Is that him? Adam Montgomery appears in Haverhill District Court. A New Hampshire man charged with shooting a man in the head. What? After he came to the city to buy drugs, will remain behind bars. And he had custody of his daughter? Okay, now I can tell you for a fact that this county that they lived in and DCFS failed. I don't need any more information. DCFS failed this girl. 100%. And this is what I want to push so hard, is to get reform on some of this stuff. These organizations and these sectors of government are not doing anything. These people don't get paid enough. They don't have enough training. Their resources. Thank you so much, Lady R, for sending this to me. I really appreciate it. I've been having a hard time trying to find this man's name. And I just found out about this, 2 hours ago? So, anyway. Wow. He was going to buy drugs and shot a man in the head. He was considered too much of a danger to the public to be released. Montgomery has been held at the Middleton House of Corrections since his arraignment March 5th on charges of armed robbery and armed assault to murder. What year did this happen? 2014. Okay. Wow. Wow. Police later charged a third man with a shooting in the arm. Oh, shooting Montgomery in the arm. So, wow. People were just blasting off. That's crazy. All right, yeah. I have no problems and no qualms calling out DCFS in New Hampshire. Y'all had the audacity to say, don't come at us. Don't look at us. There's no use in blaming us. Hey, I'm going to look you right in the eyes and say, you are to blame. And law enforcement. I'm saying that to you. Tennessee, DFS, you are to blame. Law enforcement in Tennessee, you are to blame. Okay. According to the police report, Montgomery told investigators that he went to 8th Avenue and Cedar Street to buy heroin, but he didn't know the name of the person he was to buy it from. Okay. That's what they all say, right? When he arrived, there were 4 or 5 people, and they tried to rob him of $280 he planned to spend on the heroin. Wow. He had a gun. He and this guy named Jacobs struggled. It went off. D. So I'm guessing nothing came of that. I mean, he was charged, but after that, I guess he got out. I don't know how long he's spent in jail. Does it say? No.
Okay, I'm going to run my dogs for you. Come on, go. Come on, hurry. Hurry up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm missing dinner time. I'm going to have to jump off here in a minute. Anyway, I'm going to have to wrap up here, guys. But again, please be careful where you get your information from. And please like and subscribe. I would appreciate that. Again, go follow Nerdy Addict on Twitter. He seems to be on top of this, so it seems to me that he has connections directly with this case, and maybe he can get the information faster than